There she goes.
There are moments in life when it feels like the world places something far too fragile into your hands. A tiny, trembling creature so small and vulnerable that you're afraid even holding it too tightly might break it. And that's exactly how Butter entered my life. Butter was a baby possum who had just lost his mother. Out of the entire litter, he was the only one who survived. No one understood how he had even made it through those first days alone in the wild. He was so tiny he barely looked real. Thin fur, an almost weightless body, eyes sealed shut from dust and exhaustion. When I first saw Butter, the scariest part wasn't how he looked. It was his breathing, weak, shallow, like that tiny little body was fighting to hold on to life one breath at a time.
Good girl. Come on. Come on.
The local wildlife rescue centers were already overwhelmed. No one could take in a newborn possum that needed around-the-clock care. And honestly, at the time, I had no idea what I was doing either. I only knew one thing. I couldn't leave him behind. So I picked Butter up and brought him home, and that was the beginning of our story.
Do you have your foot in the milk?
The first night, almost nobody slept. I kept checking to make sure Butter was still breathing, keeping him warm, feeding him tiny amounts through a syringe. There were moments when I truly thought I might lose him before sunrise. But then the next morning, the first little miracle happened. I jokingly asked him softly, "Do you want some breakfast?" Of course, I wasn't expecting any kind of response. But Butter slowly lifted his head and reached toward the feeding syringe. And in that exact moment, I knew he wanted to live. There was something incredibly strong inside that tiny body. Day by day, Butter started eating better, gaining a little weight, becoming more alert. And the most special part was he started recognizing me. Butter followed me around the house like a tiny dog. If I left the room for too long, he would start looking for me. He loved climbing onto my shoulder, curling up in my lap, or simply leaning against my leg, like just being close to me was enough to make him feel safe.
3 a.m. My new life. Someone's in rut.
Sometimes Butter would cling tightly to my shirt with his tiny little hands while looking at me with a level of trust that honestly broke my heart. A creature that had once been left completely alone in this huge world now trusted me entirely.
I'm getting slubbed. Oh.
I knew the right thing to do was help Butter return to the wild. So every day, I took him outside. I placed him on tree branches, let him smell the grass, explore bushes, and practice climbing like a real wild possum should. But the strange thing was, Butter always came back. Within minutes, I'd feel a tiny body climbing back onto my leg again. He would rub his face against my hand, sit in my lap, and refuse to wander far away. It was as if Butter had already made his decision long ago. He chose me.
Are you being a good boy, staying in your seat? You excited to go see your grandparents?
Possums have a very special way of showing affection called schlubbing. They rub their face and body against the person they trust, and Butter did it every single day. He rubbed against my hands, my legs, even my face like he was trying to say, "I'm here, I trust you." Eventually, sleepless nights became part of my new life. At 0 inches the morning, I'd often wake up to a tiny furry creature with claws climbing onto my face and enthusiastically licking my cheek. I'd sit up with my hair looking like a rock star after a chaotic concert, while Butter stared at me proudly, like this was all completely normal.
Look at this good eater. This little kid loves vegetables so much.
Honestly, there were moments when it was exhausting, but strangely enough, I never felt lonely anymore. Butter brought a kind of gentle presence into my life. Every little touch, every time he ran to greet me at the door, reminded me that I truly mattered to another living being in this world. Butter's life will never be exactly like the life of a fully wild possum, but he will have safety, a warm bed to sleep in, trees to play under in the shade, hugs and affection that he almost never got the chance to experience at all.
What you gonna do now?
And every time Butter runs to greet me at the door, my heart still fills up the same way it did in the beginning. Because sometimes real happiness is incredibly simple. Just knowing that a tiny creature who once stood so close to death is now alive, healthy, and finally has a place to call home.
Hi, baby. Mommy's good, baby. Mommy's good, baby. You understand?
If Butter's story touched your heart, remember that special animals like possums are not suitable pets for everyone. Before bringing any wild or exotic animal into your home, the most important thing is to truly understand their needs and consult with experts. Because sometimes love alone is not enough. Understanding them properly is what truly gives them a happy life.
Can I put a bell on you?